Hello there, welcome to my channel. My name is George Slakic.
The one and only.
You may have seen my video that I posted a few days ago, and it was all about my computer. The reason for posting that was because I wasn't able to post my bicycle touring video at the usual time, which is usually around Saturday morning. Sometimes I post it early, but it's usually there by Saturday morning. And I work on a kind of deadline like that so that it has some consistency. Now, when I got up on Saturday morning, my computer screen was black. Didn't know why, didn't make any sense at all. It seemed like the computer was coming on. I actually briefly opened up the computer, undid the connection that goes to the screen, replugged it. It seemed like there was no reason that I could identify. Now, the reason I'm recording this is because I learned something that I need to share with you, and it's very important. If you have an older computer and you like it and you want to keep it, things will go wrong after 6, 7, 8, 9 years. Technology is not perfect, things will always go wrong. I notice that every time I plug in a USB or a card reader into my old computer. Well, once in a while it just doesn't see it. So this is a connection issue, obviously. But inside the computer, I'm not very confident about what I can do by myself. There's a bunch of parts in there that I'm not familiar with. So I brought the computer to a professional to get a diagnosis, so then I could decide whether it was worth fixing or not. Well, the diagnosis came back, and to me it meant no, the computer is not worth fixing, because there was a quote done that was $557 to replace the display. That's substantial money to spend on a 10-year-old computer. So I decided, no, that's not going to happen. But I can't afford to be without a computer. So Barbara and I went to the Apple store, got a computer spec'd, ordered it and everything, and believe me, these things are not cheap. I spent big money. But the computer that I ordered, it's not going to be available for 2 weeks. So again, in the meantime, there's something I have to do in order to keep posting my videos, and besides that, I use the computer for other purposes as well. So the computer is like half my life. It's kind of crazy to see it like that, but I just want to say that I depend on my computer a lot. So since I was told there was a display issue with my computer, but besides that everything was working fine, I started looking into how I could hook up the laptop with an external monitor or even a TV. Well, we hooked up the HDMI cord with an adapter going to the television, and the television kept saying there's no signal, there's no signal. Then you could change the input and whatnot, and well, long story short, and it was a long story, believe me, but nothing worked. It just didn't want to work. Then I went back on YouTube. I'm a big fan of YouTube, as you probably know. And I researched it. I searched again, you know, an old MacBook with a dead screen, a black screen, the screen of death. I came across the video that's linked in the description, and I'm sorry I don't know the name of the title and the name of the author, but it's all in there. This guy, he took a computer that had hit the ground like it fell, black screen. So he took it, flipped it around, opened up the cover. After running a few tests that I had done myself, and I believe that's probably the same thing the guy at the computer store did. But anyways, I opened up the computer, then I unplugged the battery, the hard drive, took out the RAM, and I also unplugged the screen connector once again, and there was one other thing. There's a bunch of connectors that are fairly good size. You can just unplug them without having to worry too much that you're going to break something. And I'm sorry I didn't record this because it would have been worth sharing. But I was totally not aware that this was even going to work. It was just like, hey, I don't have anything to lose at all. My computer is dead. I'm getting a new one in 2 weeks, so I'm gonna give this a whirl. Took an old toothbrush and all the connections that I unplugged, I cleaned the connectors. Just with the toothbrush, no chemicals, no anything. Then I plugged it all back in, closed up the computer, and ta-da! And that is the reason you were able to see my bicycle touring talk video number 109 this Sunday. Oh, you haven't been able to see it? Well, I highly recommend you watch it because I'm proud of it. Anyways, I'm also proud of repairing my computer. I'm a little bit upset about what kind of diagnosis I was given. I mean, it cost big money. But at the same time, I was due for an upgrade. I'm just really good at putting this off because I'm cheap. It's substantial money to spend on a computer, and well, yeah, it's for YouTube and it's for my business, it's for everything. But as long as I can make the old one work, usually I will. However, there comes a point when it just makes sense to upgrade, and this was probably long past. So now I'm gonna have a new computer. Probably gonna hold on to the old one for certain things, but got a new computer coming. And I just wanted to let you know that if you don't have a budget for something like that, don't be afraid. Just do your research. Don't be afraid to open this thing up. Look inside and see if there's something that you can do. Watch YouTube. YouTube can teach you those things. I've got a video myself that is on repairing my drone after I crashed it. It's become very popular because it works. You can fix these things. Don't be afraid of it. And when you go to a computer store, don't be afraid to ask questions, because the mistake I made is I didn't ask enough questions, so it cost me more money than it should have. I mean, what the guy told me, that my display was toast, it wasn't true. I called him back this morning. I confronted him with what I found out. And I was told, well, yeah, no, we never open up computers for diagnostics. So basically, I didn't learn nothing from that guy. But I had to dig around, find it out myself. Don't be afraid to research your own computers and open them up if you have to. You may get years out of it still, even after there's some issues with it. I just wanted to share that because, I mean, it's important, isn't it? I hope you found this video useful, even though I cannot present you with details about the inside of the MacBook. But in principle, all these connections look very similar. They're the same. Watch this guy's video if you have issues with yours. Alright, that's enough for now. Thank you for watching. Give it a thumbs up if you like this video, and I would love to have you as a subscriber. This channel is about adventure and a computer repair for a non-geek like myself. It's an adventure.